Jane. Today I thought I would go over what my 2024 intentions are. But first off, I did have the hand surgery. Had this yesterday. Today is Saturday that I'm filming this. Later on this evening I can take the gauze part off and then just rewrap with the self-adhering bandage to help keep the pressure on it. Still have to keep it elevated and nice. And I'm not allowed to crochet with it for probably, he said he would prefer that I waited the full 3 weeks, but he said he knows I probably won't be able to. He knows me already. And while we had started the surgery, he'd asked what I was going to do afterwards. I said, well, normally my friend and I would go to Olive Garden, but the friend that drove me today doesn't want to go to Olive Garden. She has a lot of other things to do, so we won't be going to Olive Garden. He goes, oh, I love Olive Garden. I love the breadsticks. So then the whole nursing team started talking about Olive Garden while they're doing the surgery. And the nurses were trying to talk him into buying Olive Garden for lunch. And he said, well, I was planning on buying it for next Friday for lunch for the whole team. I said, well, wait a minute, what about me? He started laughing. He goes, you don't get to come for lunch. You started this. So, there's good repertoire with this doctor. He's very personable. I really enjoyed it. He's great with the service. That is actually the little scar that's left. That will be about the same size scar for this hand. Maybe 1/4 of an inch total. The biggest thing today is, since it's 24 hours afterwards, it's really sore and tender, and it'll continue to be tender and sore right in here for a while. Not so much here where the incision is, but in here there's a lot of soreness because that's that canal where they actually clip the band that's around those nerves that kind of bind it off and cause the numbness and everything in these fingers. Real simple, takes maybe 20 minutes to do, if that. I think the longest is basically, working you up before you get in there, doing all the vital signs, going over your allergies, your medications, those kind of things, and you're in, you're out. It's no big deal. They send you home with a squeeze ball that you get to use for your therapy, and with a list of exercises to do. Fairly simple procedure, and I'm expecting it to heal up the way that the other did. So, the worst part is pulling up your pants and pulling them down because of how tender it is. That's the worst part. Of course, last night the kittens were all over me. They constantly licked my hand all night long, off and on. Izzy got up next to my neck, purring and licking on my neck. Ronan, purring, while he continued to walk over my head, all over my head, while I was trying to sleep. I don't know what they were doing. First time they've ever reacted like that before, so it was kind of funny. And then today, I was eating pizza and I dropped a piece of sausage off the pizza, and Izzy played with the whole thing. I've never ever really given them human food, with the exception I cooked turkey at Thanksgiving and I gave him a small bite of the turkey that time. But she played with it, and then Ronan, when he came up and realized it was food, he ate it, and she kind of looked at him like, why are you eating my toy? So then I gave them each another little tiny piece, and Ronan, of course, ate his. Izzy played with hers for a minute. Then she realized Ronan was eating it. She ate it. Then she looked at me like, well, I need more now. So I may have started a bad habit with the kittens. But they're growing along fine. They're actually lovely. Lots of fun to watch and play, except if I happen to be sitting in the recliner and they've got the zoomies, there's no guarantee they won't use my chest as a bouncing board. So that's kind of funny, but it just tickles me when they do that. Now then, for the plans for my intentions for 2024, I know I had showed you a video a couple weeks ago of the spare room. That does not include all the yarn that is behind me and around off to this way a little bit. So I am going to continue the Scorched Earth challenge. That is my biggest thing, is to get this yarn down to where it's a little more manageable. I mean, I honestly really don't know what I don't have. I do know that I have a lot of AC Moore Basic Stitch Studio, Stitch Studio yarn, which is now Premier's Basic Stitch yarn. I love the yarn. But when I was getting it at AC Moore, they had sales all the time. So I was getting it pretty cheap. I can't get it that cheap hardly anymore, unless they run a fantastic sale. And then you got to be there in time to get your yarn. So, plus I've got plenty, so I need to use the yarn up before I start buying more yarn. I'm trying to pare things down a little bit, get them a little more manageable. And I have decided that next year I do want to learn to do interlocking crochet. Now, interlocking crochet and mosaic crochet are little different animals. Mosaic crochet, you have a picture on one side, and on the other side you basically just have a bunch of lines in your yarn. You don't have another picture. Interlocking crochet, you'll have a picture on one side, picture on the other side. And it's kind of like a fillet crochet where you're filling in the boxes. So I'm looking forward to learning to do that. I do have a book on it over on the shelves. So I'm looking forward to getting that done. I think it'll help bring down some of that yarn. So yeah, that's on my agenda, my intentions next year. As well as, I used to do Tunisian Tuesdays, or Tuesday Tunisians, I don't know what it was or what I called it. But that was before Thomas got sick and the whole thing with the chemo, everything else, and then having to move and back up and sort through things, so I kind of put it off on the shelf. I would like to pick that up. I do enjoy Tunisian crochet. To me, it's like knitting. It's a slower pace, it's more intentional, it's more mindful, so I would like to do that. And I think I will put that under the Create portion of the channel. I used to do that. I haven't done that in a while, and I would like to bring back some of those things that I have in my mind, as well as to finish some of the projects that I started in that but never got finished. So I'm looking forward to that as well. And also, because I have so much scrap yarn, I thought it might be great to do stitch samplers. Stitch sampler blankets. That's a great way, one, to use a lot of different stitches. Although I always go back to double crochet and single crochet and half double crochet, granny stitch. I would like to do some other stitches just as a normal basis. So I'm looking forward to doing that as well with some stitch sampler blankets. Kind of like I did where I did a stitch one week, added to the blanket, and then carried on that way. So I think I will do that as well. Because the program Sleep in Heavenly Peace, they need blankets to go along with those sheet sets for the beds that they build. So I would like to possibly make some twin size afghans to go for that. And I think stitch samplers will be great. Be a great way to use up a lot of that colorful yarn. Since most of those go to children, I think colorful blankets will be a plus for those. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that with the intentions. As well as continuing on with the weight loss. And doing some more of those. I don't know if I'll call it gone. It won't be hashtag 50gone by 2024. I may just list it as weight loss tips or weight loss progress journey, that kind of thing. And maybe some occasional recipes, those kind of things. Just some fun things to add a little bit more to what's going on. I've got plenty. I don't know why I don't share it. As well as continuing with adding in the segments to the regular weekly podcast of the Operation Christmas Child ideas. These are also great ideas to make for donations to other places, not just Operation Christmas Child, but lots of times, for things for kids for Christmas in general. A lot of these things can probably be used for Rose's program over there with Wings when they start back up. I believe they start back up in February normally. So hopefully they'll do that again next year, and we can kind of build on those for a lot of different things as well. And of course, if we're doing stitch samplers, you can always include those for boggy blankets for next year. So yeah. Looking forward to adding to the channel, doing a lot more, getting a bit more active with the channel and with the sewing channel as well. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Now, I'm going to tell you what I found this weekend as I was looking, because I've finished some of the projects. And of course, I just got to start a new one because I just can't have 20 million projects. I have to have 30 million going on at once. So I did find this, 2 balls of this, and I originally thought, because one of the balls does not have a label, that it was puzzle yarn. It is a number 5 yarn, but it is the Barcelona Big, and it is in the color rose. I found 2 of them, and this is just partial of it. So I decided that I was going to do a shawl. And this is a shawl that I wanted to do anyway, just as a mindless crochet, basically. And that is the Sugar Blush shawl by Expression Fiber Arts. Now this shawl is actually done in their sport weight yarn, which is actually what Chandy calls, I think, a thick fingering weight. But I'm going to use a number 5 with a 6.5 hook and go until I get it done. And if I'm able to get more than one, then I will do two of them, if I have enough to do 2. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to doing. And so yeah, all right, let me get a drink and then we can start on the shout-outs for December, the last shout-outs. All right, I'm going to add this in because I simply forgot to add it in while I was doing it. As you know, in February I turned 65, which means I get to sign up for Medicare. Yippee! Unfortunately, in my state, the DMV sells your name, telephone number to anybody that wants to buy it. Personally, I'd like to see Congress find a way to give you an option to opt out of all those sell my name and address and all that crap. Because I'm getting buku calls, buku mail, everybody wanting me to sign up for their program. And normally you get your red, white, and blue card about 3 to 4 months before your birthday, 65th birthday. And then probably 3 to 4 weeks later you get the book, the resource book. which I find rather annoying because the resource book is a general book for, like your state. The problem is you have to be real careful when you're going through those to make sure that your program is available in the area in which you live. I'll give you an example. When I went to check because I've always had a Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, I go to look at that plan first. Of course, luckily, if you're on the Medicare site, when you go to look at, when it says medicare.highmark.com, generally they'll have you put in your zip code and tell you the programs that are available. Don't skip that step. Do it. Unfortunately, in my area, there were only like 5 plans listed. I think 2 of them were HMOs. I don't like HMOs. I prefer to PPO. So there were only 3 PPOs that I could go with. So I did look through them, found all the kind of things I want. Some of the things you want to make sure are, you have a list of your medications to make sure your medications are covered. If you know you're going to have any kind of surgery, such as knee replacement, shoulder replacement, look and see if they'll cover those things. Also, make sure your doctors are listed in that area. Also, labs. If you have any lab work that has to be done, make sure that your lab is listed in that area. And I'll tell you why. On one of the plans, there was no lab listed. I would have to travel an hour and a half away to get a lab, to have my labs done to where I wouldn't have to pay like $1,700 for the lab work for it to be covered. However, I did find a plan where it doesn't matter in-network, out-network lab, there's no fee from a lab work. So I'm grateful for that. Make sure that if you have to have any procedures like x-rays, imaging, that you know what those costs are, ambulance cost, your daily hospitalization, what you would be charged, emergency room charge. Because nowadays a lot of emergency rooms want you to pay that fee the minute you walk into the emergency room. They won't let you pay it later, although there are some hospitals that work with you and they'll bill you later for it. Ambulances normally bill you later for it. Or they charge your insurance and then you get a check from your insurance company and you have to pay it to the ambulance service. That's kind of what I've seen in the past. So yeah, those are some things that you need to keep an eye out for when you're filling out that, choosing your plan. Make sure you visit all the different list companies to see what gives you the best plan. What I did is I took a notebook and I did Highmark, Cigna, United Health, Humana, all the ones that were listed in there, Freedom Blue, all that to see what was going to be the best plan for me to choose the plan that I wanted to go with my Medicare Advantage. You can just use the plain Medicare A and B. A lot of people don't suggest that because the cost can be pretty high. You don't get some of the extra benefits, like the healthy sneakers, all that kind of stuff. But also, and I'm going to say this, I had someone that was talking with me about Medicare. She said, it's great. I get this notice that my Medicare is going up by a certain percentage next year, blah, blah, blah. But then the health care goes up by that same percentage and you don't get any extra money because they take it out in those monthly fees for your Medicare. Well, you got to remember, if you are choosing a Medicare plan that is not a zero cost to you, that cost is going to be added on top of what Medicare takes out for your Medicare fee. So just beware of that. So just a few things about the Medicare that I've found. Be careful with what you're looking for. Make sure it's the best plan for you. They'll cover your needs, most of your needs, that kind of thing. My biggest deal was the out-of-pocket cost. I had done, without realizing what I was doing, signed up last year for a insurance plan where my out-of-pocket costs were like $8,000, and one of my insulins was not covered under that. And as you know, insulin is extremely expensive. So I had to go back to my doctor and tell my doctor it's not covered under this plan. And of course, Eli Lilly had a plan. And I told her, you know, we kind of discussed things. My A1C was coming down. We determined I could just not do that insulin and it would be fine. So that's what we did. But just be aware of what you're doing when you're signing up for these different health care plans. You're going through the healthcare.gov. Here in Pennsylvania, we go through one called Penny, which is state-run, you know, that kind of thing. So just be careful when you're signing up for those plans. And of course, with Medicare, you can sign up 3 months before or 3 months after your birthday. I would suggest doing it sooner rather than later, because they do charge you a penalty for signing up later. So sign up as soon as you can. Get that over with. If there is someone in your area that can help you find a plan, there are quite a few advisors in our area who they don't make money through you. They actually make money through the different insurance companies when they recommend you choose that plan. In other words, if you find a Medicare Advantage plan that charges you $25 a month, then they'll get a kickback from that plan to where they get paid by Medicare for that plan. You know, they get a certain kickback each month. It's a stipend. Great way to go if you can. If not, there are a lot of offices of the aging in a lot of different states that can help you with that, determining. Because if you're like me, a lot of this is gobbledygook. So seek out help if you need it. Don't be afraid to. And as always, laugh along the journey, because sometimes you'll find it hilarious. And just keep in mind, next year you can change the plan again. If you don't like the plan you're on. All right, guys, that is it. And there'll be a couple other surprises coming along each month anyway as we go. All right, the first channel is Cricket Braden. I believe that's how you pronounce her last name. And she does crochet, embroidery, sews a little bit, crafts and gardening, but the biggest thing she does, she hopes to chatter about anything and everything respectful and decent. She loves to be helpful and tries her best to be kind. And you are doing a very good job over there, Cricket. I've been enjoying watching your videos. Next channel is Made by Mackenzie. Mackenzie is a stay-at-home mom of 2 little girls, and she taught herself how to crochet plushies in 2021. She started making a few things for family and friends, couldn't stop making them, and now she's doing a journey of being a stay-at-home mom and having a crochet business. Now, some of these younger girls that I am showcasing on these, like Made by Mackenzie, that do the plushies, they're good for several reasons. One, if you have a crochet business, they share a lot of their market preps and market tips, those kind of things. So it's good for those of you who do have a crochet business if you want to watch those channels. Secondly, it's also great to see what is trending. Because, you know, if they're making a lot of octos and octos aren't selling, you know that that's not trending at the moment. So that is a reason why I list a lot of these, plus because they are young ladies, they need a good starting place. And there's always hope that their channels will grow with them and that we'll get to see tutorials and all kinds of other things. All right. Next channel is Crochet Together. Did not catch a name, But she does crochet for new learners and for knitting lovers. She teaches crochet, cardigans, shawls, blouses, sweaters, blankets, all kinds of things, and various knitting patterns in the easiest way. Now, some of these channels, like this one, I believe she is from Turkey. Remember that a lot of places like Russia, Turkey, Syria, some of the Slavic countries, they call crochet knitting. It's okay. It's all right. Okay? But some of these also do knit as well. All right, Katya Creates is our next channel. This is Katya, and she makes crochet tutorials with the occasional video on sewing and crafting. She hopes that you'll join her and enjoy the channel and learn something new. Next channel is Sew, Yarny, Knit, and Crochet. This is Jacqueline. She is a young lady and mother and is very passionate about knitting and crochet. Ever since she was a little girl, she has enjoyed knitting and crocheting. So she decided to showcase her work on YouTube. Thank you, Jacqueline. We love the Yarny community. YouTube has helped her to open up and become more vocal. She is grateful for the experience and loves the love that she receives from her subscribers. Don't we all? We love you guys. We love this Yarny community. It is so giving, so loving. So, welcome, Jacqueline. Then there is Crochet Hand Clock. Now, I couldn't find a name for this channel as well, but she does a lot of tutorials and she makes a lot of things for adults, kids, girls and boy babies. So you're going to find a lot of things that you'll enjoy watching and knitting and crocheting. Then there is, hey, it's Mel B. This is crafting to escape from reality. Isn't that why we all craft? Anyway, she says, join me on my crochet journey. Then there is Be Adventurous. This is Brianna. She does crochet cute plushies and wanted to start making tutorials on how to make them step by step. So she'd like for you to come join her on this journey. So let's go be adventurous. And it is crochet. Then there is Snuggles and Fun Crafts. This is Patricia. She has been crocheting since 2009. She started off her channel with cash budgeting, which I'm sure we can all use that as well. But she's transitioned into making videos about the behind the scenes of being a crochet business. And that's a lot of fun to watch. Ups and downs. Then there is Capricorn Stitches. This is Ellie, and she does have a crochet channel. This next one is Liwaliwa Crochet. I hope I didn't butcher that. And I believe that is Lola. I believe she is also from Turkey. She calls it knitting as well, but it is crochet. It's easy things to make, sweaters, vests, bags, hats, sweaters, and everything else. Alright, then there's next Mima Makes. These are crochet tutorials. This is M. She is a disabled crocheting designer, educator, content creator behind Mima Makes. My goal is to make crochet easy and approachable for everyone, regardless of your skill level. She also has a range of free and premium crochet patterns, and she dabbles in other crafts too. This channel and community is open to all crocheters, regardless of your skill level or disability, to come and join the crochet fun. You're going to enjoy this channel. Then there is Candy's Yarn Crafts, sharing her love of yarn and crafts. Then there is Emily. This is a crochet channel as well. Then there is the Mindful Knitter. This is Claire, Crochet and Knit. She does things mostly pertaining to knitting, but also includes some other fiber-related content from time to time. But her episodes incorporate various aspects of mindfulness in knitting, crafting, art, and life. I think you'll enjoy this channel. Then there is MC, Blame the Knots. I think you're going to enjoy her channel. It's Knit and Crochet. I believe she is from Connecticut. She has a great personality. You'll enjoy her. Then there is Fortune Knit Creations. Not Croatians. Creations. Don't know what her first name is. However, she loves to create. Making something new from something else is the best feeling. Giving someone a handmade gift is such a wonderful feeling, isn't it? Come learn about the crafts that she does and share about her crafting projects. Everything from crocheting, painting, gardening, upcycling, sewing, knitting, dried flower arrangements, wreaths, amigurumi, even signs and t-shirts. You name it, she'll try it. My kind of gal. Then there is Yoki B, Crochet and Knit. This is Tara La. This is a channel where she hopes you will join her for fun crochet and knit things. From patterns and tutorials to finished projects and lots of yarny goodness. Trust me, you'll want to see all the finished projects and lots of yarny goodness. Trust me, you won't want to miss all the fiber fabulousness. And no, we don't. Then there is Breathing Yarn. I didn't catch her first name, but I only watched one video. I'll be honest with that. Knitting is my ride or die, but I like to see crochet on the side. Then there is Alicia Ricketts. This is Crochet in Life. Then there is Carolyn Elizabeth. This is also a crochet channel. Then there is Lily Jane Creates. She is an artist, loves to crochet and painting. The next channel is The Yarn Giraffe. This is Katie, and she is the owner of a small plushy business called The Relaxed Giraffe. She is having fun making content about her business, plushies, mental health, and just chatting with new yarn friends like you. Still got a little bit of that voice stuff. Marion's World is next. Marion comes from northeast of England, near the beautiful Durham Dales, where she lives in a little village where she sews, stitches, crafts, and gardens. She has a lot of creative hobbies. She likes to make her own clothes, knit, crochet, embroider, slow stitch, and paint. In fact, the list is almost endless, as I'm interested in just about everything. This is a place to come find out what she's up to. You're going to enjoy her channel. Then there is the Roomy Mill Crochet. This is Cindy. She is a yarn, crochet, and craft hoarder. Enthusiast. Aren't we all, Cindy? This will be a space where I will share ideas, projects, reviews, tips, and humor. I look forward to hearing from you, and she is grateful for each comment, like, and subscribe. I'll do that at the end. Alright, also next channel is Hooks and Stitches. This is Natasha. She is a mom. She has 2 grandchildren. And her channel is called Hooks and Stitches because crochet is one of her passions. She works as an LSA in a school with additional needs. I'm not sure what an LSA is. So Natasha, would you please tell us what an LSA is? And she loves to travel around the countryside and take YouTube shorts of all the things she sees that interest her. She loves the zoos and beach walks. She decided to join YouTube and share her love for these things to inspire other people. Then there is Crocheting with Maya. However, this young lady's name is Nicole. And she likes to crochet, but her cat Maya does not. You're going to enjoy the channel. Beautiful cat. Crow Create. Quirky, colorful crochet creations. This is Sarah. This is my quirky, alternative, colorful crochet channel where I'll be showing you how to crochet and giving you the best colorful and fun crochet patterns for beginners. If you're in advance, still watch. If you're someone who loves to learn to crochet amigurumi, accessories, home decor, and more in all the colors of the rainbow but are a beginner crochet, don't worry, she's got you. Her channel publishes videos that focuses on crochet patterns, crochet hacks. Oh yeah, don't we all love TikTok and those hacks? Crochet book reviews, yarn reviews, UK CA testing tips if you make toys in the UK. That sounds it could be helpful to you? Then come join her on this journey. Now, as far as the UK CA testing tips for toys, that is good for those of us that make toys for others that we give away or sell. Because even the US has toy standards that you must meet when you are selling these things as toys. So this is a good place to learn about some of those things. All right, next channel is Crochet Happy I Am. This is Nicole. She does a lot of crafts like crochet, resin, painting, fabric, sewing, and much more. The majority of her videos will be kid-friendly. A few will not be. And a few will not be due to resin not being a kid-friendly medium to work with. Her goal is to help you get your creative side flowing and DIY whatever you want. The next channel is Gladys Carmina, crochet designer and writer. She's adorable. Watch her. Our next channel is Ben's Balls of Yarn. Welcome all the knitters and hookers to Ben's Balls of Yarn, where we are passionate about knitting and crochet. He is from the UK. Videos come out every Friday. The next channel is Gray and Crochet. Hi Yarny friends, I'm Mads, the human behind this channel, and I'm also joined by my handsome Snootervisor socks. And he's adorable. Can you guess he's a greyhound? I'm a yarn and crochet addict and love talking about all things amigurumi, crochet, and yarn. So if those topics interest you, please follow along for the journey. The next channel is Knots by Lainey, and this is a crochet channel. It is also a channel for all things yarn and crafty and crochet. Our next channel, hang on, I'm going to have to break this up. Our next channel, you're going to enjoy this channel as well. Not only do I love her hair, but she has a wonderful soothing voice. Wonderful soothing voice. The Sonnet Silence. This is Sonnet, a gal who loves to make things and read. You can expect to see cozy book-related content with crochet, crafting, and artsy content sprinkled throughout. The video that I watched was about the amigurumi books that she has in her stash. She gives a review of these. She tells you good and bad. Watch this video. Watch her. Wonderful, wonderful. The next channel is The Woven Almanac. I didn't catch a name, but I only watched one video. You can expect a regular roundup of all crafty things I've been working on and planning to make. She also does a review of craft supplies, suppliers, and shares crafting shopping hauls. The next channel is Passionate Kelsey. I think it's supposed to be Passionate Kelsey. That's it, Passionate Kelsey. My name is Kelsey and I crochet. I post tutorials of my own patterns and I also sell her own products on that website as well. The next channel is Bitter Kitten Crafts. This is Haley. Knitting, crochet, cats, yarn, painting, DIY. Yep, love it all. This next channel, the video that I watched were the things to not get knitters and crocheters for Christmas. Dr. Charlie Untangled. This is Akia. On this Yarn Tube channel, come along with me on all my knit, crochet adventures while I untangle life, one stitch at a time. I'm not sure she is finished with her degree, but she is becoming a doctor. Check her out. But this video she did with so much humor, so much passion. You're going to love this. And some of the things she talks about, not getting your friends hooks or needles from the dollar store. In fact, she tells you to back away. And she gives you reasons why not. She does it with such humor. So please check out her channel, Dr. Charlie Untangled. Then there is Avery Schaefer. This is a crochet channel as well. Then there is Henny Penny Makes. This is Erin. This is her little corner of color, which is filled with knitting, crochet, and lots of yarn. She is a rainbow lover, color therapist, and scrappy crafter. You can find her both on Instagram and Facebook, as well as her own website. Our next channel is Kathy W. Yarn with Heart. Kathy, I believe, is from Canada, sharing her love of yarn patterns and learning new things as I crochet and occasionally knit items, mostly to donate, and sometimes experiment with other yarn crafts to make for myself or my family. Grateful to the designers and video creators who have taught her so much. Grateful to everyone who I've exchanged comments with over social media. So many have touched my life, too many people for me to name you all. These videos, although they are going to be all me, shy and bumbling, will, I hope, give back to this amazing community. And Kathy, you are well on your way to giving back to this community, and it is certainly amazing. The next channel is Jada, Mrs. Moon in Heaven. This is crochet stuff, tutorials, blogs, make with me, etc. She is the owner and designer of Mrs. Moon in Haven, and that is Mrs. Moon Haven. Mrs. Moon in Heaven, mrsmoonheaven.com. You're going to enjoy Jada. She has a very professional air about her. Very well done. Next channel is Foxy. Now, I don't know if Foxy is her first name or a nickname. Didn't catch a name. However, she is a crocheter and fashion content creator, and you will enjoy her channel. She is very bubbly. The next channel is CNY, Woman Knits and Crochets. This is Mindy. This is a knitting and crochet podcast from Central New York. You'll also enjoy this channel. Now, I think this next channel, I gave a shout out a long time ago, but I'm not positive. So I'm going to do another shout out if I didn't before. And the reason I think that I didn't give a shout out is for this very reason. I believe it was when my computer died and I had started a new list, and I think this channel was on that list. So, however, we're going to do it now. My Pink Bathtub Knits. This is Diane. She is a Canadian girl just trying to knit from her stash, well, most of the time. This Manitoba maker will make her wisdom of her craft market experience, how to find your niche in the market scene, many tutorials on how to turn basic knit into whimsical items. So check her out. And there was something I was going to tell you all. Let me see if I can find the reminder. There it is. Many of us don't always tell you, the subscriber, how much we love and enjoy your comments. And one of the reasons I'm going to stress that is because comments are very important to the algorithm at YouTube. A lot of YouTubers lately have been talking about how their videos aren't getting watched as much as they used to be. It may be it's oversaturated, it may be the time of year, it may just be because they've changed the algorithm, things haven't caught up, who knows. So you're giving them a thumbs up, liking, sharing their videos. Not only that, but commenting on their videos, even if it's just to say hi. And I'm going to admit something here right now. I watch a lot of videos and I don't always comment. So I'm going to do, that's part of my 2024 intentions as well, is to comment on those videos. Either to say thank you, or hi, or just a general comment. Those are very important. But also, I want to let these people know how much I enjoy their content, how grateful I am for them being in my lives and being in this yarny community, because together we're building such a beautiful, loving community for the most part. So, I'm going to end there, and please try to remember to comment on your people's videos, like, share. Those are all important to that algorithm to get these videos seen so that YouTube recommends them to new people. And as you notice, when I come up with these lists, sometimes people tell me, I don't know where you came up with these people. That's because I do a search. I do a search for new channels each week. I'm very diligent with that. And many times if I'm in them live, I will find a name I don't recognize. I will highlight that name, save it to a list to see if they have a channel. Because even if your name is on alive, you do have a channel. It just means you don't have content. So what I go to see is if they have content. So that's what I'm looking for. And many times when you click on a new channel, if you'll scroll down to the left side, you'll see new channels that are just listed that you may not know of. Click on them. See if you've seen them before. So anyway, that is my goal for this next year, my intentions. I hope to see you all next year. I hope that your Christmas, your holidays are beautiful, loving, and filled with love. And I want to remind you, be kind to one another. Get out there and see this big, beautiful world if you can. And get in touch with God. I'll see you guys again soon.